Hey everyone, welcome to Gaming Alchemy. Today on the channel we are going to be showing you a playthrough of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice, the board game. And just wanted to warn you before you start watching that this is one of the later scenarios or memories that they're called in the game. And so I just wanted to warn you that there will be spoilers in this game because it is a campaign game, so you will see things that are in the later parts of the game. So I just wanted to warn you about that before you start watching. If you don't want to see anything, then you might want to avoid this playthrough, but if you're all right with that, then go ahead and keep on watching. Thanks. Today we are going to be doing a playthrough of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. I am playing as Claudio and Alessandra. And this is one of the later missions or memories, so I'm pretty beefed up. I got 3 out of the 4 skills on each of them. I got some equipment left over from previous memories. And we have some armor that gives us some more health as well. Alessandra is quite healthy, as you can see. We have our headquarters over here. Where we can get more equipment, we can allocate assassins and mercenaries to either heal us, give us more equipment, complete blueprint cards, which gives us better equipment and weapons and stuff. And then this is contracts. You can complete contracts to make your headquarters better, which helps you heal better and allows you to use some of your later skills. I'm not allocating anyone to that this turn. I'm allocating guys to the blueprint area to try to complete one of those. And I always leave some in the healing hospital to heal some wounds at the end. And these are all the characters we have accumulated over the game that are going to help us. And so you have to decide at the beginning of each game who you're going to allocate to help you on the map and who you're going to leave in the headquarters. So I've chosen to bring Ezio with us. He's another assassin, if you're familiar with the Assassin's Creed universe. We have 2 of these generic mercenaries that we can bring in to help us. And we have this guy, Niccolo Machiavelli. I don't know how to say his name, but he can help us remove these spawn points where the enemies are going to spawn. And just here's another mercenary. And our goal in this mission is to, if you can see here, here's a map of our play area. So our mission is to destroy all these spawn points. So there's 6 of them. And they take 6 hits each. So we have to move over to all of them and destroy them all. And then we have to eliminate all the enemies. We do have this naval ship that we can use. So we can use that if we are in control of it to blast the different spaces, and it'll do a lot of damage. So with that, let's get on to turn 1. I'm just going to not give you a rules overview, but you can kind of learn the game as we play. These are all of our actions we can do and the different phases. So we start with an event phase, which is basically just pulling an event card and seeing what happens. Then the assassin phase is where we do all of our turns. And then there's an enemy phase where they are going to bring in reinforcements. They're going to move on the map and they are going to potentially fight us if they're on the same space as us. And then we have an end of turn, and then we rinse and repeat. And these are the actions we can do. We can complete an objective on the map. Some of them take between 1 to 3 action points. That's what all these little cubes are. We use these little cubes as reference points for actions. We can save one for the next turn. So you have 3 action points. Each character has 3 action points normally, but you can choose to use one of those to get an extra one for your next turn. You can also equip different equipment, costs 0 to 1 action cube. You can climb the top of the tower and you can synchronize. which reveals more things on the map, which is cool. If you kill a bunch of bad guys, their bodies start piling up, so you do need to remove those bodies, and you can search them when you do that. Costs 1 action cube to move, attacking, and certain equipment that lets you attack and do other things. And using a fast travel station is how we remove ourselves from the map after we've completed our goals. And this just gives you just a little summary of what you can do in the headquarters, because we do a resolution step after the end of the memory. Also, just wanted to say that this mission, or this memory, is actually fairly unique. There hasn't been one like this yet, where we've had to destroy all the enemy spawn points and kill all enemies. It kind of reminds me of Gloomhaven. Kill all enemies. That was like 90% of the memories. So that is not the case here. They are all fairly different. Samey, but you are doing different things. They have been pretty creative with mixing up the different missions, and this is a good example because not any other mission has been like this one. So we're gonna see how it turns out, and with that, we start the game on a fast travel station. This is one of the rare memories that actually has 2 of them, so you can choose which one you want to start on. I think we are going to start here, and because it gets us a little closer to 2 of these spawn points that we were trying to take out. These black areas here are walls, so we can't just hop over from here to here. This game does let you fly from rooftop to rooftop, though, with certain equipment. If you have a parachute, oh, I thought I had one, you can actually climb to the top of the tower, and then you could fly to a rooftop. Or if you're on a rooftop already, you could fly to another rooftop. You can't fly from a rooftop to the tower, though. That would probably not make sense. This is the area where we keep our references for our enemies. So we always have crossbowmen, and then we have these horsemen. So the crossbowmen only take 1 health point to kill each, and they only roll 1 black dice against you when they attack you. These horsemen, so these are the elite guards, and they've been changing and getting more harder and harder as the game has progressed through the campaign. So these guys have 3 health to defeat and 4 attack, 4 black dice. So they're a lot more annoying for sure. And they have a little ability here. And the other thing is, normally when you start a game, this little token is on its green side, which is called the alert status. So normally it starts out green and you have not been detected. And when you do get detected, it becomes red. And basically that just means more enemies get spawned every round. But this scenario says we start with it red. So that's going to be fun, which means more enemies are going to start coming out right away. And there is a way to turn it back to green in the game. There's a card called the Town Crier. We just don't have one of those at the moment. So when we search bodies, we can search through this equipment deck here, and we can potentially, hopefully, find one. And this is the event that we pulled right off the top of the event deck, which says during the enemy movement step, the enemies move 1 extra square in the same direction. Place one of these tokens as a reminder on the enemy reinforcement deck. And the enemies will move south if they aren't moving towards some noise that we've made, potentially, which I'll kind of show you that. It's kind of like a detection ring. When we get revealed or detected, we put one of these underneath our character bases. And as we move a step that has no, or move from a space that has no enemies on it, this stays on that space, and the enemies will still move towards it, even though we're not in that space anymore, because it's like the last known place where we were. And we have 2 crossbowmen here on the space beside us. So Alessandro, they each actually have a ranged weapon, which can target enemies from 1 square away. And Alessandro, I think we're going to use Alessandro first to attack them with. So that costs 1 of her action cubes here. So we'll just place that over there. And then this is what she's going to be attacking with, her crossbow. So she gets to roll 3 dice. And she has this special here, if this symbol gets rolled on the dice, that you can ignore any of these X symbols, which mean that the enemy is going to retaliate against you and attack you back if there's any left on that space after you're done attacking. And she also has this ability. This is her level 3 ability. For 0 action cubes once per turn after attacking with a bladed weapon, change up to 2 of those retaliation symbols on the dice into the same number of hits. So she is going to roll, and she gets 2 of the special icons, which count as hits as well. And if you remember from our crossbow card, we get to ignore any of the retaliation rolls that happened, which did happen. So they are not going to retaliate, and they wouldn't anyway because we did 2 hits and there's only 2 crossbowmen there and they only take 1 hit each, so they're both dead. And with that, these guys die a quick and painless death. And you can actually alternate who goes when in turn order. So Alessandro just went, but now Claudio could use one of his action cubes, and then you could go back to Alessandra, or you could use all of them for one character and then use the next. So we are going to have Claudio spend 1. He is going to move into there. And then we will have Alessandra join him. So she will spend another 1 as well. And then they are going to try to take out this spawn point. So they can actually double up their attacks together and combine their dice, because we need 6 hits to try to destroy this thing. So let's go do that. And Claudio is using this halberd weapon. It just can't be used. Oh no, he can't use this. Oh, that's going to be tricky. So both of Claudio's weapons cannot be used in a canal, and half of the game board is in canals this game. So I don't know if I can actually complete this mission with his 2 weapons. So, but we do have this weapon in our headquarters that was being stored there. So I'm just going to swap that out for this one and say we did this one, because I would have. Looking at the board and realizing that I couldn't actually attack is a big problem. So we're going to say I did this. And actually, Alessandra's weapon that she used was her crossbow, which also cannot be used in the canal, which we were in. So we are going to say that she used her cleaver, which has the same amount of dice, and it can be used in a canal. Oh, but it's not ranged. So I really botched this up pretty horribly already. So we'll just ignore that. We'll say that we could use that one, the crossbow in a canal, and we'll just, okay, we did that. We were wrong. You guys know about it. Normally you can't do that, but we are going to swap his weapon out. So we are going to roll 3 dice each. So Claudio is going to roll 3. Okay, and he gets 2 hits. Oh, and it says if you are incognito just before attacking, add 1 and don't become exposed. Okay, so he actually gets 3 hits. And she gets 3 hits. Amazing. So we destroy that spawn point. So this spawn point gets destroyed and no more enemies are going to come out of it. And this is Claudio's card here, his ability that he rolled. Which says, if you roll this symbol, you get this ability. If you were incognito, which we are, we don't have any red square on us there. Or sorry, red circle. Add 1 hit and you don't become exposed. Because normally this would expose you because it's a loud weapon. So luckily we weren't exposed, even though we already are detected technically. Which means enemies are going to come out worse anyway. But you can also become incognito, even if the detection status is red. You can still become incognito, even though that's the case. Claudio has 1 action cube left, so he's actually going to search and remove these bodies. And so that means you have to draw an equipment card for each body. So here's one of those parachutes. So if you spend 2 action cubes, if you're on a roof or at the top of a tower, you can move to another roof on this map. And you get to eliminate a guard on your arrival square when you come onto that next roof. So that's pretty handy. And then the next one we got is a smoke bomb, which basically allows you to make someone become incognito again. And that is the end of our assassin phase. So now we get to bring in reinforcements. So as you can see, the differences here, if you're in the green status or the red alert status, only 3 enemies would populate on this side, and you got 6 on this side. And one of them is an elite guard. That is these guys here, the horsemen, which really suck. So it says we are supposed to put 2 crossbowmen on A. So there is an A over here, is another A. We got rid of that other A, so that's great. We do have to put one of these horsemen on B. So there's a B there, and there's another B here. And then 2 crossbowmen on C. And the most you can have of enemies on one square is 4. So that one, C there, has 3 already, and then we put 1 more on D, and that is the reinforcement step completed. And now enemies will move south as per the encounter card. So these guys are going to move, and that's only if they can. So these guys, there's a ladder here, meaning they can actually climb up onto this rooftop. This guy can't go south anymore. This guy can go south. This guy can go south. These guys are going to move into our square. Yay! And that means that we are going to have to roll 3 of these detection dice, 1 for each bad guy that came into or enemy that came into our square. And if we roll this symbol, we will get detected. We'll have to put one of those red rings around us. And because our alert status is in red, if we roll this symbol, we will also get exposed. So this will be for Claudio. Oh, wow. That doesn't happen very often. So he is not exposed. He manages to sneak by those crossbowmen. And this is for Alessandra. She is very heavily exposed. So she gets the red circle indicating she is exposed around her base. And now those enemies are going to attack us. So they have 1 black dice each that they're going to roll against us. And we get to allocate those hits however we want between the 2 assassins. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. In this case, he has not been exposed, so she will actually take all the hits. So here's the 3 dice rolled against Alessandra, so they get 2 hits on her. So we will have to remove 2 cubes from her health, but she's still got a decent amount. Which brings us back to our event phase. So here's the event we pulled. So the enemies are going to move west. Unless there's a red ring detection that's on nearby space, then they're going to move to that. It says immediately add a crossbowman to the top of the tower. After climbing the tower, you will now need to spend 1 action cube to eliminate him before synchronizing, then return his miniature to the enemy reserve. So he can't move or perform detection tests. So we will do that. We will add him to the top of the tower there. So for our turn, we are going to attack those crossbowmen on our square, and we will use Claudio's Copus here. And he is incognito, so if he rolls any of these special symbols there, he will be able to add 1 hit and he won't become exposed. So let's go roll those now. And he does roll one of those. So he actually gets 4 hits and he remains incognito. So he eliminates all 3 of these guys. And we are going to have Alessandro spend an action cube, and she is going to search and remove those bodies. And she finds the town crier. So this is the one which allows you to remove turn the status, the alert status from red to green. And you also remove all the red circles from the map. But we have to be not exposed. So we have to be, both assassins have to be incognito. And then she also finds another town crier. Excellent. You can never, there's only 2 of those in the whole deck. So, and some poison. So you can add this to your attack basically for 0 action cubes, and it adds an extra hit to one of those types of weapons. Any eliminated enemy carries out an attack on a crossbowman present on his square. So it kind of makes him crazy and start killing everyone around him, which is great. And Claudio is going to spend another action cube, and he is going to move up to here, to this crossbowman. And he has this Borgia cape. And so it costs 0 action cubes to use. And after each guard detection test where only 1 die would make us exposed, re-roll the die. So we have to re-roll a die here because we entered a space with an enemy. So we will roll that. And we get exposed because we are on red alert status. So, but because of our cape, we get to roll that again, but we have to keep the new result. And it's the same, so we are exposed. So we will put the red ring around him, around his square. And then we will have Alessandra. So now she will actually leave her circular red detection circle thing. She'll leave it on her previous square, and then when she moves off of it. And she can now attack. So she will use her cleaver to roll 3 dice against that crossbowman. And she rolls 3 hits. Excellent. A little bit of overkill for this one guy, but that is okay. So they each have 1 action point left. I think we will try to attack together that spawn point. So Alessandro rolls 2 hits. Oh, but her ability on her card, if you remember, says whenever we use a sorted weapon, we can, once per turn, change 2 of those retaliation symbols into the same number of hits. So that, I believe, actually becomes 2 hits because it says change up to 2 times into the same number of hits. And we got 2 hits. So I believe that means that becomes 2 hits. And this is 2 hits. So she has 4 hits already. And then Claudio also gets to roll 3 dice, and he rolls 2 hits. So that is 2 with Alessandra's 4 hits is 6 hits, which is enough to destroy that spawn point. So this is turning out quite well. We get to destroy that guy, and no more enemies are going to come out. I think before, this guy should have moved onto this naval ship. So this memory has a ship that we can use. But it says it's always exposed, so it's supposed to have a ring on it all the time. And so he should have been attracted to that and should have attacked that, actually. And it only has 2 health points, so and that horseman has 4 black dice to roll against it. So we're just going to do that now. And our ship might be destroyed in the very first attack it's been made against it, so that's going to suck. But you never know, sometimes these guys roll pretty horribly. So there you go. He only rolled 1, which saves our ship for now. Our naval ship has 2 health, so we will remove 1 of those from its card. So now we will move on to the enemy reinforcement step. So we have to put 2 crossbowmen on A, 2 elite guards on B, and then 1 on C and 1 on D. So we will put 2 over on A. There is only 1 A now, but 2 of these guys go on each B. Ugh. The other thing is too, if we run out of standees of any particular enemy group, then we also lose the game automatically. And now there is no more C because we got rid of that one. And then one more goes on D. And then the enemy movement step has our enemies moving west. But these guys are all going to be attracted over here to this naval cannon. It's not looking good for the naval cannon. And this guy is going to move towards us because he's one space away from our red circle. And then the rest of the enemies are going to move west. These guys can't because there's a wall there. These guys can't because there's a wall there, but these guys can. And then all these guys over here are going to attack our naval ship, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a goner. So we'll roll just for one of those horsemen. Oh, he rolled all shields. Okay. If they can all do that again, that'd be great. This is the next one. Nope, 2 hits. So our naval cannon gets destroyed already before we even get to use it. So it goes away, which is too bad because we could have used that to destroy some of these spawn points just a little easier. And then this guy down here, this crossbowman, is going to attack Mr. Claudio. But he only rolls 1 die and he misses. He rolled a shield. And I think I will just end this playthrough there. I got to show you a few rounds, how the game kind of plays. The rest of this scenario, I'm basically just going to continue doing that, moving around and destroying all the spawn points. Doing solo playthroughs is a lot harder than it looks. A lot harder than I thought it was. Not only do you have to not sound like an idiot, you have to try to remember all the terminology of the game and remember all the hundreds of rules to the game. But hopefully you enjoyed it. If you lasted this long, let me know if you would like to see a full playthrough of this game in the comments below. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned for my next video. Bye for now. Thanks for watching that video, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and like and subscribe if you like the content that we are making on the Gaming Alchemy channel. Have a great day.